Top 25 Archive Room Assistant Interview Questions and Answers. Working as an archive room assistant requires strong organizational skills, attention to detail, and knowledge of records management. These interview questions and answers will help you prepare effectively and confidently. 1. Can you describe your experience in managing physical and digital archives? I have hands-on experience managing both physical and digital archives, including cataloging, labeling, and indexing records. I ensure proper storage conditions, maintain confidentiality, and use digital systems for efficient retrieval. My work involves scanning documents, entering metadata, and creating backups to prevent data loss. I also follow organizational retention policies to maintain compliance with regulations. In previous roles, I collaborated with other departments to support research and information needs, ensuring archives remain accurate, accessible, and well-maintained at all times. 2. How do you ensure the accuracy of archived records? To ensure accuracy, I carefully review documents before archiving, confirming details match corresponding records. I cross-check metadata, file labels, and dates for consistency. I also follow established filing standards and naming conventions. Regular audits are part of my workflow to identify and correct any errors promptly. Using reliable database systems further supports accuracy. Additionally, I maintain open communication with document owners to verify unclear information, ensuring records remain precise and reliable for future reference or legal and compliance purposes. 3. What filing systems are you familiar with? I am experienced with alphabetical, numerical, chronological, and subject-based filing systems. In digital environments, I work with database indexing, folder hierarchies, and metadata tagging to enhance retrieval efficiency. Depending on the nature of documents, I select the most logical system for easy access. I also adapt to hybrid systems that combine both paper and electronic filing methods. Familiarity with archive management software allows me to align the filing process with organizational requirements, ensuring documents are stored systematically and securely. 4. How do you handle confidential or sensitive records? When handling confidential or sensitive records, I follow strict security protocols. This includes controlled access, locked cabinets for physical files, and password-protected databases for digital information. I only share records with authorized personnel and maintain a detailed access log. I also ensure compliance with data protection regulations, such as GDPR or company-specific policies. For disposal, I use shredding for paper and secure deletion for digital files. My approach minimizes risks and maintains trust in the integrity of archived materials. 5. What steps do you take to organize a backlogged archive? To organize a backlog, I start by assessing the quantity and condition of records. I categorize them based on priority, relevance, and date. Then, I create a systematic plan for sorting, labeling, and indexing. I allocate specific time blocks for backlog clearance while balancing regular duties. For damaged documents, I arrange for restoration or preservation. Using database software, I digitize where possible to improve future accessibility. Clear progress tracking ensures the backlog is reduced steadily without disrupting the day-to-day operations. 6. How do you protect documents from physical damage? I protect documents by storing them in climate-controlled environments with regulated temperature and humidity levels. I use acid-free folders, boxes, and sleeves to prevent deterioration. For fragile documents, I ensure minimal handling and provide proper support during access. I keep food and drink away from storage areas to avoid accidents. Regular inspections help detect early signs of damage such as mold or fading. For long-term preservation, I digitize documents and maintain secure backups, safeguarding information against physical or environmental threats. 7. How do you prioritize tasks when managing multiple archive projects? I prioritize tasks by assessing deadlines, importance, and the complexity of each project. Urgent and high-priority requests receive immediate attention, while ongoing maintenance tasks are scheduled accordingly. I break down larger projects into smaller, manageable steps and set realistic timelines. Communication with supervisors helps ensure alignment on priorities. I also use task management tools to keep track of progress and deadlines. This approach allows me to maintain productivity while balancing multiple responsibilities effectively without compromising the quality of work. 8. Can you explain your experience with digital archiving software? I have experience with digital archiving software such as SharePoint, FileHold, and Documentum. I use these tools to scan, upload, categorize, and store digital files systematically. Features like keyword search, metadata tagging, and version control improve efficiency. I also create backups to secure data and prevent loss. My familiarity with user permissions ensures only authorized personnel can access sensitive information. I stay updated with new software features to optimize workflows, ensuring the digital archive remains organized, accessible, and secure. 9. How do you ensure compliance with record retention policies? I begin by reviewing the organization's retention schedule and relevant regulations. I label and categorize documents with clear retention dates. Periodically, I audit the archive to identify records due for disposal. I document the destruction process using approved methods, such as shredding or secure deletion, to maintain compliance. Training staff on retention policies ensures consistency across departments. I also monitor for changes in laws or regulations, adjusting processes accordingly to ensure the organization remains compliant at all times. 10. How do you respond to urgent record retrieval requests? When an urgent retrieval request arises, I immediately clarify details with the requester to ensure accuracy. I use indexing systems or digital databases to locate the record quickly. For physical documents, I verify their storage location and retrieve them carefully. I ensure the chain of custody is maintained, especially for sensitive materials. After delivery, I record the transaction in the access log. My goal is to meet deadlines without compromising accuracy or the integrity of the archived record. 11. How do you handle duplicate or redundant records? I handle duplicates by first verifying if both copies are identical and whether one is necessary for compliance or operational purposes. I check retention schedules and consult with the document owner before removing any copies. For digital files, I use version control systems to ensure only the latest version is kept. Physical duplicates are securely shredded if no longer needed. This process keeps archives organized, reduces storage costs, and prevents confusion caused by having multiple copies of the same record. 12. What is your approach to indexing records for easy retrieval? I create a clear, consistent indexing system based on document type, date, and relevant keywords. For physical files, I use labeled folders and color-coded categories. For digital archives, I apply metadata tags, searchable file names, and structured folder hierarchies. I ensure every index entry is detailed enough for quick identification but not overly complicated. Regular updates and audits keep the system accurate. My approach reduces retrieval time, increases efficiency, and ensures anyone can locate needed documents without unnecessary delays. 13. How do you maintain archive security? I maintain security by controlling access through locked rooms, keycard systems, and password-protected databases. Visitors and staff must log all document access. For sensitive records, I apply extra clearance levels and encryption in digital storage. Surveillance cameras and regular checks help prevent unauthorized entry. I also conduct security training sessions for staff, covering confidentiality rules and emergency procedures. Regular system updates and backups protect against cyber threats, ensuring both physical and digital archives remain secure from loss or breaches. 14. How do you manage the transition from paper to digital archives? I start by assessing the volume and condition of paper records. I prioritize important or frequently used documents for digitization. Using scanners and OCR technology, I create searchable digital copies. I ensure proper file naming conventions and metadata tagging for easy retrieval. Once digitized, I store files in secure databases with backups. Physical copies are either archived for compliance or securely disposed of if no longer needed. I follow a step-by-step approach to avoid data loss during the transition. 15. How do you handle damaged or deteriorating records? For damaged records, I first assess the extent of deterioration. I isolate them to prevent further harm to other files. For physical documents, I use preservation techniques such as deacidification or repair by specialists. For digital files, I recover from backups or use repair tools if corruption occurs. I also digitize fragile items to prevent repeated handling. Preventive measures, such as improved storage conditions, help reduce future damage. Documentation of all repairs ensures a complete record of preservation activities for accountability. 16. What do you do if you cannot locate a requested record? If I cannot locate a requested record, I double-check the indexing system and search using alternative keywords. I review access logs to see if the document was recently moved. I communicate promptly with the requester, explaining the steps I'm taking. If necessary, I involve other team members to assist in the search. For digital archives, I check backup systems. I also investigate and document the cause of the missing record to prevent future occurrences, ensuring accountability and continuous improvement. 17. How do you stay updated on best practices in archiving? I stay updated by attending workshops, webinars, and industry conferences focused on records management. I subscribe to professional newsletters and follow organizations like ARMA International for updates on regulations and technologies. I also participate in online forums where archivists share challenges and solutions. Reading industry publications helps me adopt new preservation methods and digital tools. By continually learning, I ensure that my archiving methods remain current, efficient, and compliant with evolving legal and technological standards in the field. 18. How do you train others on archive procedures? When training others, I start with an overview of the archive structure and policies. I explain file naming conventions, indexing methods, and security protocols. I use demonstrations to show correct filing and retrieval processes. I provide written guidelines for reference and encourage hands-on practice under supervision. I also cover common mistakes to avoid and explain the importance of compliance with retention schedules. Regular refreshers and feedback sessions ensure trainees maintain high standards, contributing to a consistently well-managed archive system. 19. What experience do you have with metadata? I have extensive experience using metadata to organize and retrieve digital records efficiently. I assign descriptive tags such as document type, date, author, and keywords. This enhances searchability and ensures files are correctly categorized. I follow organizational metadata standards to maintain consistency. I also review and update metadata regularly to reflect changes in file content or relevance. My understanding of metadata helps reduce retrieval time, improve accuracy, and maintain a logical, user-friendly digital archive structure for all authorized users. 20. How do you prevent unauthorized access to digital archives? I implement user authentication measures, such as unique logins and multi-factor authentication. I assign role-based permissions to limit access to sensitive files. Regularly updating passwords and monitoring access logs helps detect suspicious activity. I also use encryption to protect data during storage and transfer. Firewalls and antivirus software provide additional security against external threats. Employee training on cybersecurity best practices ensures the human element doesn't compromise the system. This layered approach significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access. 21. How do you maintain efficiency when working under pressure? I stay calm under pressure by prioritizing tasks based on urgency and importance. I break larger tasks into manageable steps, ensuring progress without feeling overwhelmed. I rely on established filing systems to locate documents quickly. Good communication with team members helps distribute workloads effectively. I also use checklists to track progress and avoid overlooking details. Taking short breaks when possible helps maintain focus and accuracy, allowing me to meet tight deadlines without sacrificing quality in my archival work. 22. How do you decide which documents to dispose of? I follow the organization's retention policy and relevant regulations to determine which documents to dispose of. I verify disposal dates, consult with document owners, and ensure no legal holds are in place. For physical files, I use shredding, For digital files, I use secure deletion methods. I maintain disposal logs to provide proof of compliance. This process helps reduce storage costs, improve organization, and ensure that archives remain current and free from unnecessary or outdated records. 23. How do you ensure smooth collaboration with other departments? I maintain open communication with other departments to understand their information needs. I schedule regular meetings to discuss record requests, upcoming projects, and changes in retention requirements. I provide clear guidelines on document submission to maintain consistency. I respond promptly to inquiries and offer training when needed. I also seek feedback to improve processes. By fostering positive relationships, I ensure records are shared efficiently and accurately, supporting organizational goals while maintaining the integrity of the archive. 24. How do you handle large volumes of incoming records? I handle large volumes by first sorting documents by category, priority, and date. I use batch processing techniques for digitization and indexing to save time. I assign specific storage locations for quick access and maintain detailed entry logs. For digital files, I automate metadata tagging where possible. Scheduling dedicated processing time ensures that large volumes are handled without disrupting regular duties. Clear organization from the start prevents backlogs and keeps the archive manageable, even during high-volume periods. 25. Why should we hire you as an archive room assistant? You should hire me because I combine organizational skills, attention to detail, and technical knowledge in both physical and digital archiving. I am committed to accuracy, security, and compliance with regulations. My ability to prioritize, adapt, and collaborate ensures archives remain well-maintained and accessible. I bring a proactive mindset, continually improving systems to increase efficiency. My passion for preserving information and supporting organizational needs makes me a reliable, long-term asset for your archival team. Preparing for an archive room assistant interview requires showcasing organizational abilities, technical skills, and confidentiality awareness. These questions and answers will help you demonstrate your expertise and stand out confidently to employers.